Saturday, October 19th, is our 28th anniversary of the home team, and we're celebrating with you. Every contributor to the show, either on the phone lines or on Facebook Live, will be a prize winner. Be sure and join us for a very special edition of the home team, Saturday, October 19th, from 9 to 11 a.m., right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network. The home team is brought to you in part by Iceman Development, LLC, a pioneer in ice rink development. By the Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach. By the Original Mattress Factory, with 3 Tampa Bay locations. By Mahoney's Auto Repair, 4040 Fifth Avenue North in St. Petersburg. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Well, thank you very much, Pat, and welcome to the home team. And I have to be honest with you, I didn't think I'd be saying that at 9:07 this Saturday morning, but we are here. The station got power yesterday afternoon, and we appreciate Duke Energy and all of them for getting the power. I got power at my place last night after being down for 48 hours, but we're still here. We're still alive, and we just look at so many people that suffered so much and the damage that was done. Many people just totally wiped out. Literally wiped out. The house and the condos just destroyed. And it's been a rough couple of weeks for all of us here in the Tampa Bay area and really the state of Florida. The state of Florida feeling the effects, people to the south and Bradenton and Sarasota that really took the brunt of it. So we're here, as I posted on Facebook, to bring some normalcy back for at least a couple of hours. And we're certainly going to talk some sports. But I want to hear from you, because I've always said that the home team is a family, and many of us know each other. I know people have even gone and been invited to weddings and funerals because they're a member of the family, and home team listeners know each other. We have our Christmas party every year, and everybody gets together. So I consider the home team a family. I think you do as well. And we'd really like to hear from you today, if you're able, if you have a cell phone service, if you have power, or let us know how you are doing in particular. Of course, the number stays the same, 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. Love to hear from you and find out exactly how you are doing. Jason and his mom went over to Disney because they had been without power for quite a while, and they booked a hotel over there at Disney. And I think Disney just reopened yesterday, but that's where he is. He's going to be calling in today. And Big Ed has been kind enough, the couple of weeks he's been through, not only with his own personal place, but with the station. And Ed, thanks very much for sitting in today.
I survived.
Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you that for the last couple of weeks, I have the hurricane app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I deleted it yesterday because I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. You know, because I would check it every hour for an update.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the not knowing or the stress of when it was here or what it was going to, the damage it was going to do. Not only the station, but, you know, around the neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Friends and all that stuff. So, but we got through it. So,
we did.
Yeah.
We got through it. And some of the changes as far as the sports world in the Tampa Bay area, of course, last night, the Orlando Magic preseason game was canceled. That was supposed to be their first home preseason game, and they'll have another one next Friday. The Lightning home opener tomorrow or tonight has been postponed. That will be made up because it is a regular season game. But the home opener will now be Tuesday. against the Vancouver Canucks at Amalie Arena. If you have tickets for last night's game or tonight's game, they will be honored at the makeup date, or you can get a refund for those tickets if the makeup date, which has not been announced yet, is not conducive for you to go. But the Lightning did get a win last night, 4-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. This was one of those games where the final score was really not indicative of the game. 2 of the 4 goals were open net, and both were by Kucherov, who ended up with a hat trick, but 2 of the 3 were open net. But we'll take it. It's 2 points in the standings. They're 1-0 heading into Tuesday night's home opener. In fact, they've got a 4-game homestand coming up starting on Tuesday night. And we'll be talking with Eric Erlinson at 10:15 about that, and Gordy Zimmerman at 9:45. And Ed, you said it, and I couldn't agree more. It feels like it's been last year since the Bucks played. Yeah, I mean that game on a Thursday night in Atlanta. I
actually had to highlight it. Actually, I mean, I watched the highlights on the game because I couldn't remember what the heck happened. You know, other than that last drive that didn't come to fruition. But seems they went on the cheap on the last drive and tried to run the clock. Well, he couldn't run the clock out. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. They look better than they did last year. And I want to say I like Todd Bowles. I like him. And honestly, I think he could win a Super Bowl here, maybe even 2. But he's got to leave the offense alone. I saw his fingerprints the last 2 drives all over that. You know, the one where Mike Evans running down the middle of the field was wide open. Baker didn't even look because I'm sure it was told to him not to throw the ball, you know, and go conservative on that one. Yeah. So, and
I've heard too, and by the way, DJ Bolt, who plays the music over at the Lightning, DJ Bolt, if you're listening, I hope that you will not be playing "Rock Me Like a Hurricane" on Tuesday night. That just wouldn't be the song to play when the Lightning come out on the ice. What's the one,
the Storm coming or whatever is that the other one? The one that used to start with the Tampa Bay Storm.
Yeah. But anyway, I'd also heard from a number of people that the Falcons may have gotten a very friendly clock operator at that game that stopped it with 1 second to go to give them a chance to kick the field goal.
That's like, we didn't get the call on the penalty and all that. You know, you get some, you give some, you know, whatever. The bottom line is they lost. And it should never come down to the last drive. Mm-hmm. You know, if you really want to win the game, listen, you got the ball left with 3 minutes. You know, you got the ball with 3 minutes left in the game. You should be able to put the game away, period.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they can recover from that. They finally play again tomorrow afternoon in New Orleans.
And no Derek Carr, which, you know what, Derek Carr, I don't know what all the hype about. Derek Carr is the kind of quarterback that plays just good enough to get you beat. He has some great games.
He gets hurt a lot, too.
And then he has some really bad games where he throws interceptions at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. So, but now I believe a rookie's going to be starting tomorrow.
Well, good opportunity for the Bucks. The division is really all jammed up. Bucks and Falcons at 3-2, and the Saints are at 2-3. I don't think we have to worry about the Panthers. So it's really going to be a 3-team race, it appears, and chance to. I don't know who the Falcons have tomorrow, but I think they're playing Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a division game.
Yeah,
check on that.
Yeah. John on Facebook asked if Alessi Bakery had power, and yes, they did. In fact, Jason very generously asked me if I had power, and I said no. And he said, well, if you want to bring your food over and put it in our freezer, you can do that. So I took him up on that and brought a whole bag of food from the freezer over there.
I'm glad you didn't jinx them, because usually when people do that, then their power goes out.
Yeah, really.
Just as you arrive at the door, my power just went out.
Yeah. Matt has researched it. Spencer Rattler. Sounds like a snake. He is going to be starting for the Saints tomorrow, and the Falcons are at Carolina tomorrow, so they're going to probably get a win.
Well, let's hope that the Bucs defense does not put Mr. Rattler in the Pro Bowl tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Some other things to talk about. USF in action this afternoon. The game was originally scheduled for Friday night, but because of the hurricanes, they postponed it to this afternoon. It's a 3:30 kickoff against Memphis at Raymond James Stadium. You were asking, Ed, if Raymond James had any damage. I don't think there was any significant damage, or they wouldn't be playing today. So,
as I said, it's amazing with the size of those video boards.
Yeah,
that there wasn't any damage to it.
Yeah,
unless it was just minor stuff they already got it fixed. I don't know.
And speaking of sports stadiums, Tropicana Field, many people have always wanted an open-air stadium in Tampa Bay. Well, now they have it.
Well, here's the thing. The way it looks right now, if somebody gave the earth a good shove, the rest of it would just fall down, I think. And we could just start over tomorrow. You know what we'll do? And I wonder if Stu has thought of this. You know, we're halfway there. The roof is gone. Why don't we knock the rest of it down and start now? Get the shovels. We'll put them in the dirt and start building. You know what? We'll start for the next couple of years. We'll play at Clearwater High. We'll pack the place for 5,000 seats. You know, we'll sell out every game. And in 2 years, we'll have a new stadium.
Yeah. Well, they have talked about, in the event the stadium is not ready for opening day in March, it's I want to say March 30th or something like that. In the event it's not ready, they possibly could play at Disney, where they've done before, possibly Port Charlotte if that stadium is available. But who knows what's going to happen? That's going to be a monumental job to get it ready.
I remember seeing it on the news, you know, that I think it was, I don't know, it was Channel 10. They showed a picture of the Trop, you know, with the roof had already started to come off. I think like a third of it. And the broadcaster was like, is that the inside of the Trop that I see? I'm like, no, that's the Sphere in Vegas, and we happened to switch them when nobody was looking. Of course it's the Trop. And they're like, well, do you think the rest of the roof will say, listen, if you've got anything that starts to rip, the rest of it rips off. I mean, so I thought, I when I saw the one piece gone, I'm like, that's it. I said, the roof is gone. They're going to have to start all over. I don't know if there was any structural damage to the rings and everything. You know, there's a lot of things on the rings. Mm-hmm. You know, you got the speakers and all that stuff. Everything that's up there. So I don't know what kind of damage.
Yeah, it could be much more than just the roof.
It could be to the point where, you know, it's not just the covering, but we're going to have to replace the, you know, entire roof section. Then it would maybe start to think of, you know, starting over.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had scheduled the National Guard and the utility workers to stay there.
Yeah.
And they changed that and got them out of there. There was very few people in Tropicana Field when that happened, but just some security people, and they took shelter in the clubhouse, and that's, you know, well protected. So fortunately, there were no injuries or anything from that happening. But wow, and you said that's the poster child now for the storm.
Yeah, that and the crane hitting the side of the building in downtown St. Pete. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically being flashed all over. You know, look at the damage here and some flooding and stuff like that. But yeah, the picture of the Trop with everything hanging out of it is basically the poster child for what happened with Milton.
Well, we want to hear from you. Let us know what's going on with you. Kirk is going to lead things off for us. We do need to hit a break, though, and then, Kirk, you'll be up first. We do have room on the phone lines. Tell us how you are doing. Good, bad, or indifferent. We want to hear about it.
Maybe we can also ask people, if you happen, because it might help people, if you happen to know of any gas stations that actually have gas, to let us know where they are. And don't be fooled by the people that are parking at the gas pumps waiting for gas trucks to arrive in the next week or so. I mean, they look like they're Taylor Swift people waiting for early tickets.
Yeah.
You know, I'll wait for the truck. So just,
some just park to go in and get the convenience store.
So if you see anybody pumping, maybe let us know where it is so other people can go get some gas.
Yeah, good point. Good point. We will take a break, and then we will come back. Kirk will join us, and more calls from you as well. And, of course, we are having a contest today. Bucks and Saints tomorrow. Give us the final score, and also give us the halftime score. The contest that we had last week, which was total number of runs scored. Everybody was telling me it was going to be low and lower, and it turned out to be no one had it exactly right. And 38 was the total number of runs scored in the 4 games, and Lee had 35. He was the closest. So Lee was the winner of the contest. But every entry, including myself and Matt and Jason, we were all under as far as the total number of runs scored. 38 was the total, and 35 was the closest guess. So congratulations to Lee. We'll take a break. Your phone calls next here on the Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network. FM 106.1, 102.3, and AM 1340 and 1350, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the 3-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com.
Folks, let me tell you about a gem of a restaurant in Carrollwood. It's Hank's Place, where you'll find some of the best barbecue, catfish, wings, sausage, gator, shrimp, and a whole lot more. Their meats are dry rubbed and slowly smoked. All of your favorite sides, too, from baked beans to collard greens to mac and cheese to onion rings. Are you hungry yet? Discover why Hank's Place at 8546 Northdale Maybury, just 100 yards north of Waters Avenue, is a place that locals have known about for years. Hey, would a guy like me lie to you about food? Hank's Place, a place to hang your hat and lick your fingers.
Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Looking for newer used golf clubs and balls? Stop by T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry. Brand name clubs at discount prices. T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. Hundreds of sets of gently used clubs, a large selection of putters and wedges, and the best selection of quality used golf balls in Florida. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry.
If there's one thing I'm particular about, it's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com.
The Florida State Fair is coming in February. But did you know the Florida State Fair is so much more than just a fairgrounds? Everything from hunting and fishing shows to trade shows and competitions to men's and women's conferences to concerts and so much more. Be sure and circle your calendars for February 6th through the 17th, 2025 for the 121st edition of the Florida State Fair at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. See you at the fair.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us and all be together and on this particular Saturday after back-to-back hurricanes, and good to be here. I do want to say that I'm very thankful to all that helped out with our Reach Out, Speak Out silent auction, Purple Passion. We did reach our goal, believe it or not, and it was on the Sunday in between Helene and Milton. So thankfully we got that in. Number of people came out, and the ones that did come out were extremely generous with their bidding, and we were very grateful for that. And actually, someone is going to be going on a Zamboni ride, and their whole family is going. They ended up with both of the Zamboni ride offers that were there, and they'll be going on December 22nd. And the Lightning take on the Florida Panthers. They'll be shooting off T-shirts and from the Zamboni. They don't get to drive it, but they do get to shoot off T-shirts.
Because I want to write my name in the ice, you know.
Don't think that'd be the thing to do. But thanks to everyone who contributed. I know Donald contributed to that, and John from Clearwater also contributed, and we've had a number of people help out. So again, thanks to all of you for doing that. Let's go to the phone lines and kick things off with Kirk. Hello, Kirk. You're on the home team.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Well, no electric, of course. I'm out now trying to get some more gas. And it's been reported there's a gas station up here in Kings and Lumsden that has gasoline, and lines are not too bad. So I'm on my way there right now.
Okay. All right.
But otherwise, vinyl fence, if any of the listeners out there know how to put that last piece of that vinyl fence in somehow, I've tried a couple of ways. They didn't work yet.
You know what I heard?
Otherwise, we're pretty good.
Honestly, you know what I heard? Spray it with cooking spray.
Okay.
Like Pam or whatever. Like your regular stuff you put in your cooking pan. Spray the bottom one, it slides it in there, and then it just washes away when the rain comes. We can hose it down.
Okay.
I will take a look at that then.
Yeah.
I've tried a couple things so far. The sledgehammer didn't work, so we're trying.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the things are, it's just been very challenging. The animals are doing good. We've got a generator, so that's how I kept the fridge going. But it's definitely a challenge, and they're forecasting as late as Thursday, so that's not a good sign. I'm driving about, and there's just so many trees down, so many things.
I actually had a chance, Kirk, to talk with a lineman yesterday, not a offensive or defensive lineman, but I was going to ask. I could see you getting ready over there, Ed. But an actual Tampa Electric lineman, or he may have been from one of the other cities around the country. But he was telling me that they are going first to areas that they can access. If there are trees down, they're not wasting time, but they're trying to get as many people quickly as possible.
And places that are still flooded, they can't work in that,
So, and something I didn't realize that he explained to me, he says, people think that there's just a power box out there down the street, and that if they fix it, it'll work.
You just change the fuse, and then it comes back on.
And it comes right back on.
Great.
He says that we have to go around to probably 6 or more different transformers and fix them all before they can turn the power on, because they're all on the same grid.
Right.
So that's why you may see somebody down the street has power and you don't, because you're not on the same grid.
Right.
And I know in my neighborhood, 2 streets north had power, and it was, of course, maybe a quarter mile.
When the guy across the street from you has power, the first thing you do is pull out your bill and check the due date, and make sure you paid it.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But
so now the USF game today is not at Ray J. They're playing that at Camping World.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. In fact, thanks to DJ Bolt, he pointed that out as well. I was wondering about that because originally it was a Friday night game. If you remember, it was scheduled for Friday night, and it was postponed to Saturday afternoon. I think that was to give them opportunity to get the game moved and to make sure that Camping World was okay for them to play the game there. So, but yeah, that's it's a 3:30 kickoff this afternoon from Orlando.
I mean, did Camping World really have to check their schedule?
Well, not the schedule. Open, I mean, just if there was damage, if it was feasible for them to move the game there, or maybe they had to fix some things.
The tractor pulls aren't until February, so they're pretty much open.
Yeah. Yeah, not only that, but the what's the Monster Jam? Yeah, but
I like the Monster Jam. I like those.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes that's all the action we had at Tampa Stadium.
The people in the parking lot are as entertaining as the as the actual event. But Kirk,
maybe the Rays can entertain the state of Florida, and they can just go around to different parks all year this year.
Stu would love that. Stu would love that. Yeah. Why don't we just go on the road? Take the tour.
We'll become like it used to be the Florida Marlins. Now it's the Florida Rays.
What do you mean we got to go to Orlando? Really? Oh.
Well, in all seriousness, though, Kirk, it's going to be very interesting to see if they can get it done by March 27th, which is the home opener. If they can get it feasible, I think they're probably looking at other alternatives. I don't think they'll be playing baseball at Tropicana Field on March 27th.
I don't think so either. And I'm really glad that those first responders were not in that building when that happened.
Yeah.
So much damage and everything else. So
I'm wondering
about tough time. But this gas station on Kings and in Lumsden over here in the Bloomingdale area is open.
Okay.
Don't know how much gas they got, and there is one open up on Fishhawk Boulevard. A Wawa is open. The lines are extremely long. Yeah. I spent an hour and a half this morning trying to do the Sam's thing down here on Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I went about maybe a quarter a mile, and it looked like it'd be another 3 to 4 hours. So I finally gave up. I just need to get a gallon of gas for my generator.
Yeah. I don't understand being in a line for gas that's like 3 miles long. I mean, either you're going to run out by the time you get there, or for crying out, it's like people that are in line for Wendy's and McDonald's in the morning. 50 cars, they're gonna. By the time I get to the window, the only thing they got left is flavored toothpicks, and that's it.
Well, the lines yesterday for Wawa coffee were 25 minutes.
Yeah,
inside the stores, it was just it's crazy. I mean, I understand you need that coffee, but it's definitely a challenge.
I was at Alessi Bakery yesterday. In fact, Jason's going to be joining us in just a moment. I was there yesterday, and they were just slammed. And Jason normally is on ultra high speed, but he had a whole other gear that he was in yesterday. And I used the phrase "Jason's overheating" because he was just working that deli and working the grill and calling out names, and he was really, he needed a vacation after yesterday. And
I'm sure the amount of business maybe they did that Got them a nice
I
little
think they
vacation.
made some money yesterday.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
I absolutely do. Well, Kirk, before we let you go, give us your score for the Bucks and Saints tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a wild one in New Orleans. I'm going to go with the Bucks halftime, 17-10, and then 35-32.
A real shootout in favor of the Bucks.
Yes, in
Okay.
favor of the Bucks
All
on both
right.
sides.
Very good.
So, hope they got some film of this guy when he was back in high school, so they can figure this one out.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler. So
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks so much, Kirk. Good to hear that you're okay. All right, appreciate that. Let's bring in Jason Alessi because I don't know if he's rested up yet because he was going in even high speed for Jason yesterday. Jason, how you doing?
Oh, good. I'm all rested up. It was kind of a surprise. My mom came by and said, you want to go to the Dolphin Hotel in Orlando for a couple of days? I said, hey, why not?
Yeah.
You got to let me know while we're in the middle of the rush there. But that's the thing. Being in the food and restaurant business, it's not for everyone. But boy, the advantages, that people they're always desperate to eat, especially when a lot of other places are closed. So yeah, it's one of those jobs that'll never go away, really.
Well, you were blessed to be one of the few places that never lost power at Alessi Bakery, because just about every other place was closed except Alessi Bakery.
Well,
and when I pulled into the parking lot, I never even got into the parking lot. It was all filled up. I went to your auxiliary parking lot and parked in the last spot in the auxiliary lot.
Probably where a lot of the employees park. Yeah, I'll tell you, and it's amazing because sometimes we just happen to lose power for a little bit when there's no storm or nothing going on. So the fact that we didn't lose power for this is almost a miracle. But hey, thank goodness.
You probably had one of your best days in the history of Alessi Bakery yesterday.
Yeah. No doubt. That was like a holiday, really. I mean, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. Of course, much different circumstances, but that happens when situations like this.
The only thing I was fearful of, Jason, was if you were going to run out of food, because you can only stock so much, and the way people were buying, particularly the deli and the grill there, I was wondering if
I'll tell you, me and Chrissy, our general manager, I had gone into the bakery and was on the phone with her to do the order for today. And, we were debating it. We had no way of knowing, what it was going to be like. We're a lot of people still out of town. Where other places are going to be opening back up. And we debated that. And obviously she came over, she was helping the deli. And I said, well, I think we underestimated it. So, but we actually we were running out of Cuban bread rolls. We got another bake-off in as soon as we could and got those breads out there so we could continue to make more sandwiches.
Well, I know a lot of people were very grateful to see Alessi Bakery was open yesterday, and people were buying for themselves and for others and taking to other people because either they didn't have power or they weren't able to get to a grocery store or whatever. So they were very glad to see that Alessi Bakery really came through in the pinch.
We're happy to serve, and we're grateful for everyone's business. So we're happy, glad it worked out that we could be open yesterday. No doubt about it.
And you were in another gear yesterday. I mean, you're normally buzzing around there, but you were in a high gear even for you.
It's funny. I got there. I actually opened up before we opened. Got the front of the bakery set up, and when I went over to the deli very early on to start making some breakfast sandwiches, that was it. I didn't leave there, and this, I was there. We opened at 8 a.m. I went over there, and that was I was over on the deli side making sandwiches literally the whole day.
But that's the great part because you're so busy, the day just zooms by.
Yeah.
That is true.
And
when it is busy, it does go by quickly.
And after that, the cash register is nice and full. So.
No question about it.
Yeah. Well, I was extremely grateful, Jason, for you to let me bring food over from my freezer and put it in your freezer. And I plan on stopping by there after the show and picking it up.
I left notes. If you remember this, tell them it's freezer 1 through the catering room. If that helps, if people aren't know. But I did try to leave as many notes there as possible to let them know that you might be coming in and where it was back there.
Okay.
We have 3 different freezers, but the main one it's Freezer One through the catering room.
Now, don't any wise guy go over to Leslie Bakery and say, "Hi, I'm Paul Porter, and my food is in Freezer One, and thank you very much."
Oh boy, no.
Well, actually, Jason, Paul's a little too proud to ask, but he was wondering, since his last escapade in the auxiliary parking slot, whether he could have his own spot that's reserved for Paul Porter.
Well, that's a John Bycheck request.
That's what I was about to say. John Bycheck always looks for the front. Yeah, but hey, any time if you go over there and then I'll put it. It's your spot if no one has it. Let me put it that way.
Very gracious of you. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Well, Jason, what do you think about the Bucs game tomorrow? I mean, Ed was saying it seems like it was last year since they played. With that long break and the hurricanes in between and all that. This tomorrow is the chance to bounce back from a very tough loss in Atlanta.
It is. I think it's going to be a very intriguing game because you think about it. The Bucs they have had a lot of time off. That was a tough one. New Orleans, on the other hand, you see them. They got off after a fast start. They've lost 3 in a row, so they're going to be kind of desperate for a win. This is a division game. It's looking like it's going to be very competitive between the 3 teams. The Bucs, the Falcons, and the Saints. So it's a very, very important game. Bucs need to bounce back. I have a feeling I'm really looking specifically to the defensive side of the ball. They had a bad game on the defense last game, giving up a lot of big plays. I'd like to see them, do a lot better there. Hopefully get pressure on the quarterback, get pressure on Derek Carr, get some sacks, get some turnovers, and just overall do a better job. Especially that they've had a lot of time off.
Derek Carr's out.
Yeah, Derek Carr is out.
Oh, okay.
Spencer Rattler is going to be starting a quarterback for.
I heard that briefly. Then okay, I didn't know. Okay, well, hopefully that again that'll work to the Bucs' advantage. Let's hope so.
Maybe.
It is. Maybe Matt can research this. Did Spencer Rattler by any chance go to Florida A&M?
No, that would be too easy.
Okay, all right.
I can remember. I think it was 2004. The only time I ever ticked off Rondé Barber was the Bucs were playing the Jaguars, and I think the third string, I can't remember his name, came in and lit us up for like 350, 375 yards, and we lost bad. And my question was to Rondé Barber was, with the reputation of this defense, how does a third stringer come up and light you up for 350 yards? Mm-hmm. And he just looked at me and he goes, "What's your point?"
You're right. You did tick him off.
I knew to back off.
Yeah.
I'm like, have a good day.
Spencer Rattler, Matt has posted, is from Oklahoma. That's where he began his career and transferred to South Carolina, where he was last year. So, or a year before. So that's where Spencer Rattler is.
I remember his name sounded familiar. Now that you mentioned that, I do remember seeing some of him in college. Yeah.
We didn't fare too well against a rookie quarterback already this year named Bo Nix.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, honestly, then the Bucs do have a history throughout their history against quarterbacks either making their debut or with not much experience. We don't do well. You're right about that.
Well, Jason, give me your score for tomorrow's game.
Let me go with the Bucs, 27-20.
All right, and halftime?
I'll go with the Bucs being up 17-13.
All right, got you down. Thanks, Jason, and we'll see you back here for our anniversary show next Saturday.
Yes, absolutely. Can't wait. We'll be there.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will be celebrating our anniversary. The show started in 1997.
Will there be cake?
Good question. Yeah, that's possible.
Be cake.
It's possible. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a thing. We'll cook some hot dogs or something.
All right. Let's get John in here before we hit our break. Hello, John. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys. As a Leslie Bakery, I did not lose any power. Thank God.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was just a very strong storm, and I held the water out at the sliding door, put blankets and towels and a couch, and water did not come in. But the porch it was like a river back there. Yeah.
Helene was a storm surge issue for most of Pinellas. And
Yeah.
it seems that this one was more of a water incident for Tampa and Hillsborough
And
area.
wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where all the downed trees, and a lot of the downed trees were because the ground was so saturated.
Well, those are the ones that topple over. But have you seen the ones that crack in half and you look and like the whole center is hollow?
Mm-hmm.
And you figure, well, eventually that thing's going to, because it's rotten in the middle of it.
Yeah, palm trees usually fare very well.
Yeah, we can put, the
roots go
Edgewater Drive's
down
got
deep.
those 30-foot. How do those things survive?
Yeah. Our neighbor across the street had a palm tree just snap right off, right about midway. Yeah, but that's very unusual for sure.
10 inches of rain in 6 hours.
Yeah.
It was definitely a rain event. That's for sure. Sure. All right. Well, John.
Mets Dodgers Sunday 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Going for the Mets like Matt is.
Okay.
And I like the Bucks 30-23 with halftime score 14-10 Buccaneers.
You're going with Tony's old scores, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
30-23. That's what he picked, and he was off and
I
right.
know.
That's a close game.
Yeah.
Which I'll give my score later. I think the Bucks going to drop the hammer tomorrow. I really do.
Well, I hope you're right. Absolutely. Well, John, thank you so much for your help with our silent auction and your contributions. We always appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And, tell us about the rinks. Are they in operation?
We had
Astro Skate.
We had 5 skating rinks out of power, and just yesterday, all of them came on except 2. And Pinellas Park is out, and there's another one, Ormond Beach, out.
Okay.
But the others did very well, and West Palm was so busy last night. It was unbelievable.
Well, good.
Yeah.
People needed some recreation to get out and unwind a little bit.
And the one thing you don't want in a skating rink is flooding because that wood floor.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That would be critical.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
All right. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right.
Take care.
You do the same. We're going to take a break, and then Gordy Zimmerman will join us on the other side. We'll see how he fared, and he will comment about the Lightning and getting their first win last night. We'll talk about that. More of the home team coming up. Phone lines open now at 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We regret to inform you that the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach suffered extensive damage from Hurricanes Helene and Milton. The Palm Pavilion will remain closed until further notice. We are working daily to rebuild an even better Palm Pavilion, but it is going to take some time. Please know we will be reopening, and all gift certificates you may be holding do not expire, and they will be honored upon our reopening. We at the Palm Pavilion wish you all the best as you too rebuild from these 2 devastating storms. You can stay updated on our progress by visiting our website, palmpavilion.com. Once again, thank you for your understanding, and we look forward to serving you again with our delicious food and drinks and beautiful sunsets just as soon as we can rebuild this 99-year tradition. In the meantime, stay safe, and please keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we will do the same for you. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. This is Paul Porter. For the past 12 years, we've not endorsed an air conditioning company on the home team. Until now, I'm happy to tell you about the family-owned and operated air conditioning company, Action Air Conditioning. David Russell and his family run their business with 3 principles in mind: honesty, integrity, and reliability. They've been in business since 1988. They service the entire home team listing area. From service to AC checkups to a whole new system, Action Air Conditioning is the AC company for you. Why do I speak so highly of Action Air Conditioning? I've used them many times at multiple properties, and I've been completely satisfied every time. Visit them on the web at actionairconditioning.com. That's actionairconditioning.com. Or you can call them at 813-935-6644. If you're in need of an air conditioning company, take it from me. Action Air is your company. 813-935-6644. 813-935-6644. actionairconditioning.com. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. That's vermost.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us, and want to point out that the USF Memphis game today is on ESPN Plus. So you have to have the streaming in order to get that. So it's not going to be on the regular ESPN, unfortunately, for a lot of people that would like to see the game, but especially with it being in Orlando, that don't want to travel over there to see it. But that is the case with the USF game. Gordy Zimmerman is joining us from our friends at Iceman Development. Gordy, welcome back to the home team.
Hey, Paul. How you doing today? Hope everybody's been safe and, working off of a generator at least.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, right? Working off a generator?
Yeah, our area of Odessa here, nobody has power. I hear the generators going all day so far this morning.
Oh, boy. Huh? Well, that's they're getting there. It's 400 and some thousand from Tampa Electric, still without power. So they're getting there eventually. But how did you do damage-wise as far as the storm goes?
Big branches down, and we had our lake there was so much rain that it backed up halfway into our backyard, but it's already gone again. And, yesterday Molly and I went kayaking on the lake. It was really nice. And now we got beautiful weather, right? So
yeah.
That's why we live here.
That's one benefit of this hurricane. The weather temperature dropped considerably, and those that don't have power could just open the windows instead of having to rely on the air conditioning. So,
well, I think we really dodged a bullet for sure of the whole area. I mean, there is some people that have some severe damage, and pray for them. But we dodged a major 100-year catastrophe.
Mm-hmm. Lightning get a win last night, beat the Carolina Hurricanes, and I saw the Carolina scored the first goal, but then the Lightning bounced back. Braden Point got a tying goal, and then it turned it over to Mr. Kucherov.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was awesome. It felt like a playoff game, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina's a good team too, and they got a lot of studs there, but
and they're really tough in their building.
Happy with the Lightning. I think they've been juggling the lines a little bit, because if you look at the line, the power play with Nick Paul out there, he really brings some, muscle to it. And I think sometimes they'll have Gensel out there. He's not that strong of a player, physically, but if they maneuver that properly, I think it can work for the Lightning, and they look better on D. I think McDonough, he's always been one of my favorites. He just breaks up plays like unbelievable.
Yeah, Andrei Vasilevsky had a good game, and he got, as you mentioned, he got some help from his defense, which is really critical. So that was good to see. And unfortunately, tonight's game has been postponed. And we were talking about this earlier, Gordy. I think the Lightning are doing it more for the fans' point of view, that they realize that a lot of people are living on generators like you are, and trying to put their things back together and put their lives back together. So,
well, I think that was a good move on their part. I mean, I'm a little frustrated at some of the youth hockey things that have happened over this weekend. They're having a tournament down in Palm Beach, and my son is actually in it. He sends me a video. He's driving through a foot of water. He's got a baby in the car. And I'm like, why did they not cancel that tournament? You make all these families who, yesterday, people couldn't even find gasoline.
Yeah.
And they're making these people drive across the state. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy about that tournament happening right in the midst of this. And, that people just need to think about others and what it causes to other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we all love our sports, and that's why we're in the business that we are. But these hurricanes really put things in perspective. In fact, I just did my Paul's Pondering Points, and that was my lead one, that the hurricanes really put things in perspective. And we look at athletes as heroes, but to me, these guys that are up on the telephone poles trying to get your electric hooked up, they're real heroes.
And the first responders that are saving people from floods and stuff like that.
No, true. I think, there was somebody that I knew that didn't want to get out of South Tampa in the A zone. And we called them up and said, look, this isn't about you. This is about the people that are going to have to save you.
Right.
So get your butt out of town and go somewhere safe for a couple of days and then come back. You never know. If that storm would have been 10 miles to the north, Tampa Bay would be underwater.
Yeah, absolutely. It was this front that really saved us, pushed the storm a little further south. And we feel bad for the people in Bradenton, Sarasota, Venice that took a direct hit from it. But
Jeff Binnick giving $2 million to the storm, of the first storm that we have, Helene. They've always been a class act. So, even though we traded Stamkos, I'm still a huge Lightning fan for the things that they do for the community, really.
And are still doing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Gordy, it's always good to have you on, and we appreciate it, and continued good success out there in Trinity. I know that did the storm do any damage there as far as the things you're working on?
No, that area is a little low. So I think like around the golf course, my buddy owns the golf course there, Dave, and they had some water out there, but nothing real other than some trees, affected. There's been a lot of pine trees just snapped in half all over the place. But,
well, Gordy, we appreciate it, and thank you for your continued support of the home team, and we'll get back with you again real soon.
All right, guys. Well, have a great weekend, and wish there was another game on tonight, but we'll wait this out.
Okay. Thanks so much, Gordy. We appreciate it. Stay with us. We're coming up with hour number 2 of the home team. You can join us on the phone lines. They are open for you. Want to hear how you're doing through all of this. 727-441-3000 on the Tan Talk Radio Network, 1340 and 1350 AM, 106.1, 102.3 FM, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City,
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Linda Kenyon. Rescue and recovery operations continue in Florida following Hurricane Milton. CBS's Tom Hansen joins us from the Tampa area.
On Friday afternoon, the river rose to a record 23 feet. About 35 miles north in Zephyr Hills, we joined the Pasco County Fire Rescue Team as they waded through water to make sure everyone got out of their homes.
These are all brand new homes. These were all built within the last year and a half to 2 years.
President Biden is about to get a first-hand look at the hurricane damage. CBS's Willie James Inman reports.
Biden will visit the state of Florida Sunday to tour storm damage, but this week he has fiercely pushed back against former President Trump and other Republicans who are spreading disinformation about the federal government's response to Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
Aurora, Colorado welcomed former President Donald Trump yesterday, but also offered some pushback.
In Aurora, multiple apartment complexes have been taken over by the savage Venezuela prison gang known as Tren de Aragua.
The city's Republican mayor also welcomed Trump into town, but for a different reason.
That narrative is not accurate.
Mayor Mike Kaufman says the crime from migrant gangs was limited despite Trump's repeated accusations about his city.
There's an advantage politically for quite frankly, the former president to run this narrative through the November election.
CBS's Nicole Scanga with that report. Kamala Harris's doctor has released a healthcare statement that says the 59-year-old vice president is in excellent health and possesses the physical and mental resiliency to serve as president. Harris's advisors hope to draw contrast with the 78-year-old former President Trump, who has not released his health information. Boeing has announced plans to cut 10% of its global workforce amid a machinist strike. KIRO TV's Madeline Attili is in Seattle.
Those out here on the picket line, they say this does not change their course. In fact, one employee texting me, without us, there is no Boeing.
Leaked documents shed some light on a lawsuit filed against TikTok by more than a dozen states.
In this lawsuit, filed by the state of Kentucky, sections of the complaint were not properly redacted, as first reported by Kentucky Public Radio and NPR. Kentucky's lawsuit claims TikTok knows all it takes to hook an average user is viewing 260 videos as short as 8 seconds. Thus, in under 35 minutes, an average user is likely to become addicted to the platform.
CBS's Jolene Kent. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Did you ever think about hosting your very own radio show? Here's how.
Hey, Tampa Bay, did you know you can have a 1-hour program on the Tan Talk Radio Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations? That's right. We'll put you on the radio for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many stations. Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network 1-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Did you notice? Nothing's the way it used to be. Look at this. Hash browns in a sleeve. Spring-loaded waffles. Orange juice in a box.
At Village Inn, we serve old-fashioned breakfast, the way you remember it, like blueberry pancakes, fluffy omelets, even bacon and eggs.
What do you know? Eggs from a chicken.
Village Inn, breakfast like you like it, anytime you want.
Home of the Free Pie Wednesday.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Pet Buzz, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Paul Porter, host of the Home Team, heard Saturday mornings on the Tan Talk Radio Network from 9 to 11 a.m. Saturday, October 19th, is our 28th anniversary of the Home Team, and we're celebrating with you. Every contributor to the show, either on the phone lines or on Facebook Live, will be a prize winner. Be sure and join us for a very special edition of the Home Team, Saturday, October 19th, from 9 to 11 a.m., right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. The Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
And when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network. The Home Team is brought to you in part by Cambridge Christian School, a Christian education that's affordable and well-respected. By FAS Windows and Doors, with stores in Tampa and Orlando. By Action Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated, serving the entire Tampa Bay area. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome to hour number 2 of the Home Team. And just got a text from my contacts over at the Florida State Fairgrounds, and they have been working hard over there. They had some damage done there, but they are working hard. And also, they are actually hosting all of the first responders and giving them places to park all the equipment and all that. Of course, there's plenty of room there at the Florida State Fairgrounds. So tip of the cap to Cheryl Flood and Patty Chandler and all of them there at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Keep up the good work. And also want to congratulate a friend of mine, Roman Bovelski is his name, and he has just committed to Hope College in Michigan. He's a pitcher, and he is going to be playing ball for Hope College in Michigan, in Western Michigan. So congratulations to him, Roman. Certainly wish you all the best in your future career.
Is he from here?
Yeah. He's actually the son of DJ Bolt.
You better pack a jacket.
Yeah.
Going to Michigan.
It'll be a little chilly.
It's a little chilly up there.
Absolutely. Let's get back to the phone lines. We have Lee with us. Lee, thanks for holding. You're on the Home Team.
Good morning. I hope everybody's sound and safe.
Yeah, we made it through. It was certainly a very tedious situation the past couple of weeks. They were saying that Tampa has not taken a direct hit from a hurricane in 100 years.
Yeah.
And then we get 2 in 2 weeks. So
you survived that one, though, didn't you?
Yeah, Helene was
the one 100 years ago.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I remember it well. It was like it was yesterday. Yeah.
Well, the senior mobile home park where I live in Zephyr Hills took quite a damage. A lot of roofs gone, a lot of carports gone. But thank goodness my place is safe. to come back to in a few weeks.
I was going to ask you, how did your place fare? So
It fared. I lost a little bit of flashing off the roof, but other than that, I'm good.
all right.
I don't know what is worse than the wind damage or the flood damage. Because the wind damage usually, you can replace some things, but the flood damage, you gotta gut the place, basically.
Well, I know a place that we have on St. Pete Beach. The entire first floor had 3 to 4 feet of water in it. And thankfully, we're on the second floor, so it didn't affect us. But that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And you got to remember, Debbie also was a real soaker. That was just rain and rain and rain. Debbie came before Helene and Milton. So good call there on Facebook Live.
Paul, can the cookie thing that I won from the bakery?
Yes,
Could I get that the day before Thanksgiving, like the 27th of
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
November?
Whenever you just give me the date that you plan on picking it up, and I will make sure it's there and with your name on it. And
all right,
thank you for your
it.
bid on that, and you were the high bidder, and it is yours whenever you want to pick it up.
All right, thanks. And I'm glad to see the Lightning get off to a good start last night.
Absolutely. Getting a 4-1 win. So that is a good start. We'll see what happens Tuesday night. They've actually got a chance to put some wins together here. They got like 4 home games coming up now. Tuesday night, they've got Vancouver, and then Thursday, Vegas is in town. So a chance to put some wins together.
Where have they announced a makeup date for the one that's off tonight?
They have not. It'll probably be, my guess would be somewhere around the All-Star break, when teams have some vacant dates on their schedule, because they've got to look at first if the building is available, the concert dates. They've got to look at Carolina's schedule, and then they got to look at the Lightning schedule. So those 3 things all have to mesh in order to find a date that works for everybody, and not just the schedule, but for example, if Carolina has an open date, but the night before they're in Vancouver, they can't expect them to come from Vancouver to Tampa to play a makeup game. So, so they got to look at a number.
When's the NBA season start?
They're still in preseason right now. The regular season starts, I want to say, like the 21st or 22nd of October, somewhere in that range. Like a week from Tuesday, I think, is the start of the regular season.
Then you become a very busy man.
Yeah. We'll be working 3 teams at once once that happens. But we'll see how that goes.
Well, I want to wish the Guardians good luck today. I hope.
Me too.
I hope I live long enough to see the team win a World Series. But who knows?
Well, I don't know if there's not many people that realize this, but my brother was born in 1948, which was the last time that the Indians won the World Championship. I was born in 1954, which is when they won 111 games, but didn't win the World Series. And
I was born. No,
go ahead.
I was born in 1943. And I think my dad said he took me to a game that year, but I really don't remember. in 40, he said he took me in 48, but I don't remember that. I remember the 54 because Bob Lemon was my favorite pitcher, and I cried my eyes out because he lost 2 games. In the World Series.
It's been interesting watching this series between the Guardians and the Tigers, because I was a Tiger fan for a long time. I only lived a year in Michigan, but I was a Tiger fan because of their broadcasters, Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey. And I could hear the games in Cleveland. I could hear the games because they were on WJR in Detroit, very strong station. And so I really fell in love with the broadcasters. And then when I got into broadcasting and I actually got a chance to meet Ernie Harwell and meet Paul Carey, just the nicest guys that you'd ever meet. So I became a Detroit Tiger fan, and they've long since passed. But now I'm a full Guardians fan. I'm pulling for the Guardians over the Tigers.
Well, I'm pulling for Tom Hamilton to get an announcing win too. He's been with him a long time.
Yeah, 30-some years, I think he's been there. So a great broadcaster too.
You know, if I grew up an Indians fan, I would still call them the Indians. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
I still do. I mean, a lot of times I'll just be talking about them. I'll say
what's
the
happening
Indians.
with Washington, with the Redskins and on the Commanders.
Yeah.
Now that could be reversed now, saying, okay, well, let's throw that email out when somebody got mad.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, Lee, do you want to get a guess in on the score for the Bucks and the Saints tomorrow?
I'll take 27-21 Buccaneers.
Wow.
All right.
Close again.
And how about halftime?
14-14.
All right, 14-14. And Matt has just done some research for me. The Magic home opener is October 25th against the Brooklyn Nets. So that is the first game. Is that the home opener or is that the season opener, Matt?
No, that would be the home opener. The season opener is October 23rd in Miami.
Okay. All right. So there you go.
Very
and I think
all
the
right.
regular NBA season, all of the NBA season starts on the 22nd. There are some games on the 22nd. So thank you so much,
right.
Lee. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Nice talking to you.
Okay, good talking with you
Lee,
as well.
I didn't understand that. Lee wants to pick up his cookie the day before Thanksgiving.
Right.
A cookie?
No, it's a cookie sheet.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was going to say that better be a hell of a cookie.
Alessi Bakery donated a cookie sheet.
One of those big things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
I
better.
profited by that because Lee was not able to pick it up because he's in Canada until I think November 9th or so.
Okay.
So I says, well, I'll just
So you were Lee for
enjoy
a
it.
day?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Lee.
I actually had it in my possession and I said, well, Lee's not going to pick it up.
Look a lot like Paul Porter to me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It just has my name on it. Anyway, we need to hit a break. And then Eric Erlinson will join us from Lightning Insider. We'll look forward to talking with him. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. A place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks. Anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee owned and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. If there's one thing I'm particular about, it's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com.
We're very happy to have with us today from Grace Family Church Senior Executive Pastor Chris Bonham. And Chris, you've made it very convenient for people with 7 campuses. No matter where you're at, you're close to one of them.
Well, I appreciate the question because it very much is a part of our strategy so that people don't have to drive far to any of our campuses. Our broadcast campus is found on Van Dyke Road, right north of Carrollwood, and that actually has services on Saturday night and Sunday morning. And we also have one in Land O'Lakes on Highway 54. They have the same time frames. They have Saturday night and Sunday. The rest of our campuses are all Sunday morning at this point, and they're located on Waters Avenue, right by the expressway, South Tampa off of Gandy Boulevard, Temple Terrace on Temple Terrace Highway, in the Clearwater area on East Bay Avenue. And then we also have one in Ybor City off 15th Street, which we also use as our dream center during the week.
So check it out. Grace Family Church, now 7 locations to choose from. The new location in Clearwater at Grace Family Church, plus online. You'll find them at gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. And we continue along. And actually, I want to mention Grace Family Church now has 8 locations. They've added a Suncoast. That was an old commercial that ran there. They now have Suncoast as well out on State Route 54 in the Trinity Holiday area. So check that one out as well.
Let's go. That beautiful place we went and did a remote.
Yeah, right in that area.
Wow,
yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone lines. Eric Erlinson is joining us from Lightning Insider. Eric, welcome back to the home team.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we appreciate you being available to come on. How did you fare through the storm?
We're all fine. You know, like a lot of people, we're still without power, and we'll probably be one of the last to get it just based on the way that some of the power lines around us are down. But, you know, nothing structural damage to our house. We had street flooding that didn't get to the house. You know, everybody in my family, my in-laws, my dad, my brother, all kind of going through the same thing with no power. But everybody's good, and that's the important part.
Well, that's good to hear. I was checking my emails, and I had power restored last night around 8 o'clock last night after being without it for 2 days. And they just sent me an email saying they're aware of my outage. So
did it scare you when it came on?
Well, I'll know when I get home. Maybe there is an outage. Maybe it's out again.
How many times when it was off did you walk into a dark room and go for the light switch?
I
Every
can't
time.
tell you how many times. Yeah. Or open the refrigerator and say, "Oh, it's still dark in there." I think that's human nature to do that. Absolutely. But Eric, a good win for the Lightning last night. They get off on a good note, and Kucherov with 3 goals, albeit 2 empty netters. But all in all, when you win at Carolina, that's a good win because they're tough at home.
They are, and the manner in which they did it, the last 5 minutes of the first period, they were under siege a little bit, and for a good part of the second period, they were kind of bending but not breaking. But to hold Carolina to 21 shots on goal, that's a feat. Looking it up last night after the game, Carolina the last 3-4 years have been among the top teams in shots on goal, 34 per game, 33 per game, right in that range. Like every year. They do that. They're a shot volume team. So to be able to hold them to just those 21 shots, I know they blocked 19. The big thought and message in training camp all along has been we got to get better at defending, and specifically defending at 5-on-5. That was kind of their downfall last year for a team that was number 1 in power play and top 5 in penalty kill. So that's an encouraging sign to see them play that kind of defense against a team that likes to shoot the puck. And then when they did break down, if there was any questions about Andre Vasilevsky coming off of last year, I think he showed last night he is over the back surgery.
How much did Ryan McDonough help being there back there in front of Vasilevsky? He's a key defenseman.
He's such a calming presence in the way he handles everything, the way that he can direct traffic amongst his teammates and being paired again with Eric Chernak. He's such a huge presence back there in how he can calm everybody down when things look like they're getting kind of hairy, and he's a guy that can make that calm pass out of the zone and kind of just settle things down. So having him back there is a huge boost, there's no doubt.
We had someone ask, Eric, perhaps you can shed some light on this. Has the date been announced, or when will it be announced, the makeup for tonight's postponement?
They have not announced a date yet. It'll probably be sometime later in the season when that'll happen. The good thing is it's Carolina that was supposed to be the opponent tonight, so it's an easy trip for them to get here. Just if it was Vancouver, like it's scheduled to be on Tuesday night, that'd be a much more difficult thing to get done. So they'll find a date with something where both teams have it open and get it in, and certainly I'll pass it along once I have it.
Is there any word as to why the game was postponed tonight? Was it because of structural damage to Amalie Arena, or was it just out of respect for the community that all the damage from the hurricane?
There's nothing wrong in Amalie. I was there last night for the radio broadcast, so downtown is perfectly fine. It's about the first responders. It's about fans who don't have power and maybe couldn't even get to the game. I don't know. I drove around town for the first time last night, going downtown to get to the studio, and every single light on my drive to get to I-75 was out. Everybody was respectful. They were treating it as a four-way stop as they're supposed to. So, you think about those things, and that's just my little neck of the woods. And I know that other areas around the Bay Area are dealing with things that are much worse. So it was more about that. And on top of that, too, the players haven't been home. The team left on Monday, late afternoon, to escape the storm, took their families with them. So they've been holed up in Raleigh for, 6 days or so. They're going to come home today, and they're going to have to assess what's going on with their property and their house. My understanding is most of them are part of many of us who don't have power, and they're even going to have to stay in a hotel tonight because of it. So there's just a lot that kind of went into the decision. And then at the end of the day, it is just being respectful to what happened here in the community and all of us that are dealing with various, from minor things to major situations. So it was more about that. There's no issues, nothing wrong with the downtown district.
It's mentioned on Facebook that cars are still parked in the parking garages near the arena because the city opened them up to people to get their cars out of harm's way.
Yeah, that probably factors into it as well. We know those garages are obviously utilized during events and games down in Amalie. So I don't know if that particularly factored into it, but that's something to consider too.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, where can people find your work, and tell us more about Lightning Insider?
Yeah, hey, 2,200 words last night. I wrote off of the story. There was a lot going on, and so that's posted up at the website lightninginsider.com. There's two ways you can sign up. There's a yearly subscription you can get for $40 that comes out to $3.33 per month, or there's a monthly subscription you can get as well that's for $4.99. So lightninginsider.com is where you can find my written work. Obviously, I'm do some radio work with the team, some intermission reports, and fill in host for the last call from time to time. So blanket coverage for the Lightning you'll get.
Absolutely. And so that they just go to that website, lightninginsider.com. They can sign up right there on the website, correct?
Yep. You'll see the word subscribe up in the top right-hand corner. Just hit that, and it'll get you through the process to get you set up.
Well, if you're a Lightning fan, you really need to be a subscriber to this, because he's got all the information and all the inside word as far as what's going on with the team and all of that. So lightninginsider.com. Eric, thank you so much. We always appreciate having you on the air, and we'll look forward to talking to you throughout the hockey season.
Sounds good, and thanks for having me on. I'm glad everybody's okay.
Hey, Eric, before we let you go, let's get you into our contest, the Bucks and the Saints. So what do you see for a final score tomorrow?
Final score. Let's do Bucks 26-20.
All right, and then we use as a tiebreaker a halftime score.
Halftime. How about 14-6 Tampa Bay?
14-6. Got it. All right, Eric. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right. Be well.
All right.
Another close game.
Yeah. And not one person has picked the Saints yet. The Rubber Cement Man hasn't commented, so he probably will go with the Saints. But thus far, everybody looks for the Bucks to bounce back. Derek Carr not being there might be part of the reason that people are giving the Bucks the edge. The defense could really have a field day with a rookie, but we thought that against Denver.
I got to check. I didn't see if Winfield was going to be back. Chancey's going to be back. I don't know.
Like you said, it's been last year since they played. We are going to take a break. Anthony, you are up first. Stay right where you're at. Want to see how you're doing and how things are going with you. Stay right where you're at. We have phone lines available. No more guests this show, so we are going to try and hook up with Ken Hamilton in a little bit, but we don't know if we'll be able to or not. He is the owner, of course, of the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach. Want to get an update on what's going on there. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network. AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson.
We're talking with Pastor Chris Bonham, the senior executive pastor at Grace Family Church. And it's been around for a while, Pastor Chris. What do you attribute the longevity to?
We've been around for 27 years, and our senior pastor, Craig Altman, always has had the value of being real, being genuine. And I think that's really been the key to our longevity. The message hasn't changed. We're always going to be Bible-based, Bible-centered, but our genuineness allows us, as we've grown, to show we're not perfect. We're not always going to do everything right. And that allows us to be real. And I think when people see that, that's very inviting to them to realize they don't have to just be perfect as well. They can come just like they are, and God can meet them right where they're at.
You'll find services on both Saturday and Sunday at Grace Family Church, so check it out.
Grace Family Church, now with 8 locations, the newest at State Route 54 and Suncoast Parkway.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along, and hopefully no more hurricanes. I think we've had our share and then some.
Well, of course, people say this is because of global warming, and if you send in 1995, we can take care of this. So I've sent in my 1995, so I'm done with hurricanes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No more.
The next Saturday is going to be our anniversary show. And I keep going back and forth on this. Maybe online they can help me out. I believe the show started in 1996 over at WBDN 760 AM, which was a similar station to actually WTAN because they had the time slots available and you could purchase an hour. And we started out with purchasing an hour, and then we expanded to 2 hours, and have been to a few stations since then, and now here at the Tan Talk Radio Network. But help me out on that. I know we've got people listening that can tell me if it was 96 or 97. 96.
So
it's just been.
When were you on 910?
Prior to that, that was
okay. So my point is, when I started in 1998, and people don't know that my first job was working your board at Sports Radio 820 The Team,
right? And
that was in 98. So you were on Saturdays then, and then after they blew that up, you was at 910. So you had to be there at some time before that.
Yeah, I was at Sports Radio 910. I want to say from like 1990, maybe even earlier than that.
Wow.
Maybe 86, 87, somewhere in there.
But you didn't have the show?
I did the morning show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't have the home team show?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
The home team came about when Sports Radio 910 was sold and disbanded. And we had an all-star lineup. We had Steve Dumig and Scott Brantley, Todd Wright, myself, Dave Campbell, a number of people in the area. And it was a strong station, Florida's first all-sports station, and went from 910. And then when that got blown up, we went over to WBDN in Brandon and started the home team.
And then I think it was ZTM and the team at Sports Radio 20, because we had Scott Bramley, Rob Weingarten, Hubert Mizell, TJ Reeves was there too.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty good lineup. We were kicking butt.
Yeah.
I remember when the ratings came out, we were beating a lot of FMs. So
yeah, that was the second place that I was at the home team. And actually was working in sales there at 820 as well for a while. But October 1996. So this will be our 28-year anniversary on October the 19th. So we're looking forward to that next week. Got some special things planned and really looking forward to that. Let's go back to the phone lines if we can and talk with Anthony. Anthony is with us next on the home team. Hello, Anthony.
He's on the phone.
Yep, Matt's on the phone.
Well.
There he is. Hello, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear the familiar voices. Hope everybody's doing well due to the fact that we have back-to-back hurricanes. I'm glad to hear that Purple Passion went successful. Please accept and expect a donation from you forthcoming in the mail so to help out a bit. And I kind of realized Sunday morning when I got that call, something was up. My spider sense kicked in and told me that it was not looking too good. And so the trip was canceled. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But I'm glad everything worked out for the event and the ministry. So absolutely.
Well, we did very well. Someone walked away with a Vita Vea signed football. Someone else got a Nikita Kucherov signed jersey, which is a rare thing because he doesn't even sign his mortgage. Well, he doesn't have a mortgage, but he rarely signs his name on anything. And we actually got one of those. So it was a very successful auction, and somebody got the Zamboni ride too. So they're going to be riding the Zamboni on December the 22nd.
Well, the event is something that people need to catch wind of because you're going to find some unique items there. Who would thought Lou Piniella baseballs were going to be available there, and where are you going to find those items? John Bytek donated that piece of net from the 04 Stanley Cup, and that to me is a treasured item. So, I'm spreading the word around for the future Purple Passion, so people will get a wind of it and start showing up because they're missing out on these items. And so I'm glad to do it.
I also want to thank Fred Mano. He has been a regular contributor to Reach Out, Speak Out. So, Fred, if you're listening, thank you for all that you've done. And, Anthony, you've been a regular contributor as well, and we certainly appreciate that.
Well, we'll expect something forthcoming. So, I couldn't make it. My friend got the heebie-jeebies suddenly, and, one thing led to another. And again, I wasn't going to venture on the bus because I didn't want to,
I understand that.
Yeah, so
we
whatever I
probably
can do to
had
help
about a
out.
third of the people that we normally do, but fortunately, the third that was there were very generous with their donations, and we were able to reach our goal. So that
Sounds
worked
great.
out good.
Sounds great.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks. So let me give you my Buck score here.
Okay.
I'm going to go 29-25 Tampa Bay.
Okay.
And halftime, I'm going to go 12-7 Tampa Bay.
All right. Got you down. Anthony, thanks so much for checking in. And
Okay,
again, thanks
guys,
for your help.
Thank you so much for making your station available to the home team. You're a blessing to us sports guys. So thank you so much.
All right. We appreciate that. Let's bring in Ken Hamilton. He is the owner of the Palm Pavilion, both the hotel and the restaurant on Clearwater Beach. And Ken, I just was sick when I heard about the extensive damage there at the Palm Pavilion. Where does it stand now? How are you doing?
Well, it's going to be a little while, and we quite frankly don't know yet. We're assessing it daily and looking and trying to figure out. I mean, everybody's got so many problems and all, and there's a lot of staging that's going on out here in the parking lot between us and the Rockaway, and as far as sand and collection, and I mean, there's no place for anybody to park and come out there, even if we could open up. But everybody just say a little bit of prayers that we can bring it back and that we can do that. I mean, there's a lot of issues that have to be taken care of and figure out what we can and cannot do and all, and we will see. It's very much up in the air right now. It's not something that I can sit here and say, oh, well, 3 weeks from now, we'll have,
right.
But that would be great, but we just don't know. It's a nightmare scenario, that's for sure. After 98 years, so it's about all we can do is wait it out. Now, I can't even bring in all my managers or anything to help work on it right now because the gas situation's bad. I don't want them driving all the way out here when we really don't have that much to do at this point till we know what we can do.
Yeah, and I know the Palm Pavilion is one of your favorite places.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ken, was it more Hurricane Helene or a bit of both of them?
Oh, absolutely, Helene.
Yeah,
Helene, the storm surge,
and the sand.
Yeah, and the sand that came in and the water and the surge and all of that.
I was telling Paul it was so surreal to drive down Gulf Boulevard there, or actually around Clearwater Beach, and see sand piled up 10, 15 feet high on each side of the road. White sand. It looked like you were in Buffalo in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there are so many people. I mean, we're very fortunate. At our house, we're able to we have power and I'm not going to give out my address because I don't want everybody piling over here, but we've got power and we able to take care of my family, which is good.
Well, that is good.
We will see. We will. I'm sorry to be stammering, but I really have absolutely positively no idea of what a time frame would be, what we're going to be capable of doing, what they're going to make us do as far as construction rules and things like that. We're going to do everything we can to get things repaired to a point where we can I don't know, let people watch sunset from the porch or something. Even if we're just serving cold beer or something. But
right.
We don't know. We just don't know. And the first thing we have to do is get some engineers in there and make sure that. And it's just been hard to do that because everybody's on such.
Can't be BYLOC. Bring your own lawn chair.
Yeah, well, we're not going to start that. we're not going to start that at least until we know for sure that we have a secure and safe building for people to be in.
Right.
Because that there's parts of that building that have been there for 98 years.
Yeah.
And
I
mean, all of it has been reworked over the years, but when you have the power of a Helene go by and it just, I don't think anybody out here expected it to be what it was in surge, especially when it was 110 miles offshore and all. and we knew it was powerful, but we'd never experienced that before. So
Ken, real quick before we have to go, tell us about your employees. Are they able to find work, or what is the situation?
Well, you know, we're going to do the best we can to take care of our employees as long as we can. We'll probably, you know, that's to be determined, Paul. I really don't have an answer for that right now. You know, I mean, we really care about all of them, and people. We have a lot of people that have been with us for a lot of years, and we're going to do the very best we can to take care of them. And once we see what we can do and what we can safely clean and do and get set up, we'll see what we can bring back. And I mean, I quite frankly wouldn't blame anybody for. It's going to be a long time, so I wouldn't blame anybody for
sure.
You know, needing to find work,
right.
and you know, so we'll see. But that's all stuff to be determined.
Well, Ken, you're a destination spot, so I'm sure if you get back open, people will be back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. I just hope that we can pull that off. That would be great.
Well, Ken, our thoughts and prayers are with you and the Palm Pavilion and your family. And we would like to talk with you on a regular basis just to get updates on the progress that you are making. So we definitely would have you back on the program.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Ken, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate that. We need to hit a final break, and then Mike from Seattle is going to join us on the other side. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. A place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks. Anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Our friend Don in St. Petersburg has checked in with us. He says they're back in St. Petersburg after 3 days in Poinciana. No power in their neighborhood, but he agrees that the cool air is a silver lining from the storm. He's been listening, and it's good to listen to friends. So we're glad that you're listening, Don. Let's go out to another friend on the West Coast, and that, of course, is Mike from Seattle. Mike, welcome back to the home team.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
Well, we're getting through it. It's been a rough couple of weeks for just about everyone in the Tampa Bay area, and actually the whole state of Florida.
Yeah, I was watching everything on TV, and we got me and my wife got 25 years of friends and family there in the area, and it's hard. It's hard to be here and watch all that go on and not be able to be there to help out or be around the people.
I'm thankful for things like the Weather Channel that people can get all over the country. And I had a lot of friends and relatives in Ohio that were watching it. They knew that I was here, and my son was certainly concerned, and my brother. And it's good that was a tool that they could follow.
And as bad as it was, it could have been worse, a lot worse. When you hear people say that certain areas are never going to look the same again, that scares you.
Mm-hmm.
It really sits with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are stable, steady there, and thanks, for what you guys do there, Paul. I mean, it's great for people that love the area there and don't live there, because it's just it brings stability to the area when those kind of things come up. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and that's why we really wanted to do a show today. And up until yesterday afternoon, I got a text from Ed that the power was back on.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to have a show today. In fact, I didn't even schedule any guests until after I heard from Ed. And even then, I was expecting another text thing, and it just went off again. Never mind, but it did stay on. So we're glad to be here.
I wasn't going to text you out to quit.
Yeah.
I quit. I'm done.
Well, Mike, give us the score for the Bucks and the Saints tomorrow.
Sure, 32-13 Bucks, and then 14-3 halftime Bucks.
All right. Boy, it has been unanimous for the Buccaneers to win tomorrow. I hope everybody's right. Certainly do. It'd be nice to get back in the win column before they come home for a Monday night game with Baltimore. And Baltimore is always tough. And that'll be a good one at Raymond James Stadium. Hopefully that game will be able to be played there, since the USF game was moved today. But, Mike, always good to hear from you. Thanks so much for checking in with us.
You're welcome, guys. Take good care, all right?
All right. You do the same. We appreciate that. Well, it's time for us to make our predictions. And Matt, we'll start with you. The Buccaneers and the Saints tomorrow. Are you going to be the first one to pick the Saints?
I will not. 27-24 Bucks.
Okay. All right. And
I'm surprised you didn't pick the Mets.
And a halftime score.
14-7 Tampa.
All right. Yeah, the Mets have really been a story in the playoffs. The Mets and the Tigers.
If you had told me this back in July at the All-Star break that we'd be talking about Mets, Dodgers, and the NLCS, I'd have looked at you like you had 6 heads.
Yeah. I know everybody was saying Phillies, Dodgers is going to be the 2 best in the National League, and it didn't turn out that way.
And the Phillies were until they ran into one of the hottest teams in baseball in the Mets.
Yeah. Ed, how about you?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Bucks 41. Saints 14.
Wow. All right.
And I'm going to go with 21-7 at halftime.
All right. From your lips to God's ears. Let's hope that happens.
Baker Mayfield is very upset, and I think he's going to light them up.
Could very well be. Well, I am going to make it unanimous. I have the Bucks winning a lot closer than you do, 20-14, and I have the Bucks leading at halftime 10-7. So that's how I see it, and we'll see how everything else goes. And just a reminder for those of you that haven't heard, next Saturday is our anniversary show. We'll be celebrating 28 years of the home team from 1996 to 2024.
I might bring a cake.
I think we'll do that.
Say there was cake there.
I think I've got a friend in the bakery business that can help us out with that. We'll talk to you next Saturday, anniversary Saturday at 9 o'clock here on the home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.